Hey everybody, it is New Year's Eve of 2016. Christmas just passed and I got this cool Veritas round bottom spoke shave. We're going to do a pseudo unboxing. Alright, so we'll go to the benchtop view so that I can spare you having to look at my vacation beard. I call this a pseudo unboxing because I have actually already opened this on Christmas. When I got it, I had to pop the box open and have a look at it. Didn't really get a chance to do much with it between then and now. But, you know, it's close to a real unboxing. It'll be fun anyway. When you open it up, there's not a lot in here. You get a little envelope with some shims, an instruction manual, and like everything else you've ever bought from Veritas, you get this nice piece of corrosion inhibiting paper. The spoke shave itself is absolutely beautiful. No problems, no cosmetic defects, no anything. It just looks great. Kind of this hard, baked on, textured finish. And I think these are maple handles that are stained, and they're just gorgeous. So it almost looks like one of those things that's, you know, too pretty to use, but obviously I'm going to use it. So in fact, the reason I wanted this was I'm kind of on this goal of eradicating all forms of sanding from my workflow. Obviously I'll never get to 100% gone, but I do hate sanding with a major passion. So when I kind of discovered hand planes and how you could surface finish with those, I enjoyed doing that quite a bit. And the one application that I run into a couple times where I couldn't do that was with like an inside curve on a piece like this. For instance, you might put it on you know, a stretcher or something like that, on an apron on a table for decorative purposes, and you know, unless you have one of those old school hand planes with the adjustable bed, which I actually saw one of those once at an antique store. Didn't know what it was, so I left it there, and I should have grabbed it. But anyway, unless you have one of those things, it's really hard to do this with a hand plane. So I figured the spoke shave would be the one to go. And the radius spoke shave I thought would give me the most, or the round bottom rather, would give me the most flexibility on radius. So we'll see how it goes. There's a bit of a learning curve with this thing because it doesn't, you know, register in one plane. You can kind of rock it, and you know, it'll either cut poorly or not cut at all. So I'm still learning that, but that'll come with practice. As you can see, I've managed to get some good shavings here and just a scrap piece of pine that I cut a curve into just to try it out. So, you know, so far so good. The other thing that I think it could be really good for, maybe even better than a block plane, is like putting a radiused corner, and the blades for this one, but you know, doing a round over or chamfered edge on a piece of wood like this gives you a really fine touch going against the grain there. And you can come up with a really fine radius if you want to. Nice and easy like that. So I definitely think it'll find a use in my shop. Couple things. The packet of shims. There are 2 plastic shims in here. There is a purple one and a blue one. And they are various thicknesses essentially. So it doesn't say on that piece of paper what thickness they are, but essentially you can close up the mouth for taking really fine shavings or working in really hard grain. I haven't tried them yet, but they just essentially, you set them in behind the blade and they just push it that much closer to the mouth. I went with I got from my brother, this is a gift, with the PM V11 blade in it. And I have not used the PM steel before. It says that it comes from the factory, honed and ready to use, or ready for final honing, but it should be usable. Now mine was not usable. When I first attempted to cut something with it, it didn't go anywhere. I thought perhaps it was just my technique and how I was holding the shave, but that was not the case. It was actually, when I took it out and looked at it, there was a clear flat on where the cutting surface should be. So it comes with a 30-degree bevel and then a 35-degree micro bevel on it. And those were both there, but the micro bevel just didn't reach back all the way to the back surface. So it must have shifted in there, sharpening jig or something like that. It's not really a big deal. I mean, sharpening stuff is something you're gonna have to do anyway. So I did have to sharpen it to use it. It took quite a bit of honing actually on a I'd say 320 grit, but it's a coarse diamond stone, so I don't know exactly what grit it is, but it took probably like 150 strokes to get that bevel back to the back edge and get a burr. Once that was established though, I would say I would normally do, like on a 01 or an A2 tool steel, I would normally do 10 strokes on the finer stones for final honing. I did 20 or 25 for each on this one, and it worked out just fine. It came out beautifully. Worked well on the strap too. So, well, I would say it definitely is harder to sharpen. It's not like impossible to sharpen this steel. And it takes a really fine edge. I just I go up to, I do a 1000 grit and then an 8000 grit, and then I put it on a strop just for 10 strokes on each side, 10 to 20. You know, Paul Sellers does 30, but I'm just trying to take that burr off when I do it, and it came out beautifully. And you can see, you know, I can take some pretty fine shavings here. This is just a piece of cheap pine. You can, I don't know how well that's coming up on the camera, but that's probably 1,000th or maybe 2. Number 4 hand plane for comparison purposes, and you can see they are roughly the same size, a little bit longer actually. This one's probably about I don't know, an inch longer than the number 4 hand plane. So just to give you an idea of how you know, how it compares size-wise. But it's a beautiful tool. It was a great Christmas gift. I think I will definitely find uses for it, and you may see it pop up in future project videos. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.